I tried multiple times to get into the OlliOlli games, and each time I bounced right off. I get that it's a beloved series, and the straightforward interpretation of skating the perfect skateboard line appeals to me, but there's something so clinical about the depiction. Just getting through the tutorial is exhausting. I understand that it's sort of an easy to learn, hard to master kind of deal, and that's what makes it appealing, but the game also has to get its hooks in me before I care enough to master it. I'm guessing I'm not the only person who has hit this wall, but OlliOlli World seems custom built to address that problem. Eschewing the generic 2D designs of the previous games, OlliOlli World uses the magic of 3D to add some much needed pizzazz. Moreover, the game has been given a better system of progression, a radical narrative, and a few extra moves under the hood. The world of Radlandia is in need of a new skate wizard, as their current one is retiring. The job of the skate wizard is to commune with the skate gods in Nirvana. As someone who just began existing a moment ago, you've been selected by some group of people to see if you've got the skate wizardry necessary for the role. You travel through 5 worlds in your quest, picking up new skills as you go, in a bid to meet all the skate gods and maybe hang out with them. If you're unfamiliar, the OlliOlli games are side-scrollers that task you with getting from the left side of the level to the right side in the gnarliest way possible. It's a great little system, taking the stick-based trick system from EA's Skate series and applying it to the die and retry side-scroller formula. In a way, it boils skateboarding down to the barest essentials. You're presented with a sick line, and you must simply nail it. At the surface level, OlliOlli World overhauls the series' aesthetic. The sterile level select menu has been replaced with a world map. And while it's still largely linear, side quests have replaced the pro stages. As previously mentioned, the game has swapped out its parallax backgrounds for a fully 3D world. This benefits it in a few ways. The worlds are easier to read, as it's more apparent what is a grind rail and what is solid ground. OlliOlli World also looks nice, but the backgrounds are typically painted in a limited palette to reduce distractions. More importantly though, there is a customization system which allows for better rewards for completing optional objectives and achieving high scores beyond big dick points. You'll unlock new boards and outfits at a pretty decent rate. I generally skipped completing the goals unless there was something I actually wanted to wear, so it helped keep me progressing through the game. That's a big improvement compared to when I drop it 2 worlds in because I had no interest in climbing the leaderboards. The core gameplay is pretty familiar. There's less emphasis on nailing a landing. OlliOlli World doesn't even give you a tutorial until the second world, which makes it feel more approachable. Likewise, checkpoints have been added to the levels, but you're rewarded for not using them. In terms of tricks, there's some additions. Grabs have been added, complementing the quarter pipes and branching paths. You can also tweak grinds using the right stick, and while this is limited, it is another color in your crayon box. The lack of grabs in previous games seemed like a bit of an oversight, and OlliOlli World feels more complete because of its inclusion. Of course, the more you learn, the more there is to get your fingers twisted up. However, each skill is provided to you gradually throughout the entire game. By the time OlliOlli World decided to give me a lesson in manuals, I was already using them and mistakenly thought it was a duplicate tutorial. It's all a matter of getting comfortable with the controls, bit by bit. Then you can go back and shoot for the high scores, if that sort of thing flips your deck. The levels themselves are a lot of fun. The later stages really feel like they push you to the edge of control, as you navigate a roller coaster of tracks. Part of the fun is learning to read the stages and react at speed. My brain often doesn't have that sort of short-term memory, so going from grabs to manuals to grinds usually results in me eating dirt. Or worse, I accidentally pressed the restart button, even though it isn't anywhere close to the pump button. I never got frustrated with OlliOlli World, even as some of the jumps were spread out, requiring perfect timing. Even when I attempted part of a level like 50 times because I needed to complete an objective to get the Benihana, it's a mix of a chill soundtrack, the concentration-heavy gameplay, and the pleasant aesthetic. I found it hard to stay mad at it. It's polished and well-designed, so I always felt like I had my own stupid thumbs to blame. While I may have tried and failed to enjoy previous OlliOlli games, OlliOlli World really sucked me in. It feels like this should be the entry point for newcomers to the series, but I also think that it's such a superior product that it would make going back to the predecessors more difficult. To the end, however, I can't say how people who have already mastered the first 2 games will feel about this added accessibility. From my point of view, the core OlliOlli gameplay hasn't changed much, but I never dug into the nuances before. The simplicity of the first 2 may be more appealing to some. Likewise, the cartoon visuals might turn some people off if they take their side-scrolling skater seriously. From the perspective of someone who's always respected but couldn't penetrate the series, OlliOlli World feels just perfect. I was engrossed for long periods of time and absolutely ate through the title. I'm ready to move on rather than push for completion, but I think that's part of the beauty. There's something for everyone, whether or not you've got a competitive edge or you just want to reach for Nirvana. If you like this review, please remember to like and subscribe. To see a written version of this review, head on over to Destructoid.com. Thanks for watching.